Hello, and welcome to another episode of Glorious Life on Wheels. You know, I had planned on starting my series on baby boomers today, but something happened that I wanted to talk about, and I actually want to ask you a question. It really wasn't what happened, but it was my response to what happened. And do you think I was wrong? Or do you think I was justified in feeling the way I thought, at least initially? There is more to the story, so stay tuned, and I'm going to tell you all about it. For those of you who follow me regularly, you know that I try to be a generous person. I try to be kind and help people as I can within my ability to do so when I encounter people who are struggling, especially seniors and single parents, since I am both. But something happened today that I kind of went against how I would normally react, and I'm going to tell you why. And let me know in the comments what you think. Was I right or was I wrong? Well, what happened is we're on a little break, me and Jay, and we're just doing some things to relax and enjoy the holiday season and get ready for Christmas. And we decided to go to breakfast at McDonald's. We had a 2-for-1 coupon. So you know, those of you who follow me, how frugal I am. So to get 2-for-1, we said, okay, yeah, we're going to go and get breakfast sandwiches. So normally, when I go inside a fast food place or a restaurant or something like that, if there's someone outside who looks like they're really having a hard time and looks like they're probably homeless, and whether they ask or not, I will often ask them if they're hungry. And if they say yes, which 9 times out of 10 they do, I will go inside and let them buy something to eat. Well, today, as we got ready to go into the McDonald's, there was a gentleman, maybe in his 40s, 50s. He could have been younger, but he looked like he was homeless. And sometimes people who are homeless actually look much older than they are. But I would say he was maybe late 40s, 50s. And you could tell by his clothing, his demeanor, and everything that he had, a lot of his possessions with him, that he was, kind of down and out. And as we approached, there was a couple on my left side, and then me and Jay, and then he was over to the left, opposite the couple. And as we walked in, he asked, could someone buy me a cheeseburger? And they engaged with him, and they were telling him no. And I normally would have stopped and said yes, but this is why I didn't. And this is what I want you to let me know in the comments what you think. He had pulled out a pack of cigarettes, and he had lit one, and he was smoking it. And as I'm going in, now maybe this is my bias, and actually it is my bias. Let's no maybe about it. But I'm thinking to myself, cigarettes are $10 a pack. And this person would rather smoke than go in and spend a couple dollars on a sandwich, off the value meal. So I'm thinking, why should I buy him a sandwich if he has made a decision he wants to spend his money on cigarettes? This is what I thought. I know, I'm just going to tell you honestly what I thought. And I'd like you to put in the comments, do you think I was right or wrong in feeling that way? So I walked into the restaurant with Jay, and as I'm sitting there, my conscience though was whipping me because he was sitting outside, and I'm like arguing with myself, and I'm like, hey, I would be essentially supporting his cigarette habit and supporting his choice to buy cigarettes over food. And then on the other side, I'm thinking, well, maybe it's an addiction. Then I'm thinking, well, yeah, but if he was addicted to drugs, should I be supporting anyhow, on and on and on. So finally, he got up and he walked by the outside of the restaurant. He didn't approach anyone. He wasn't aggressive. He wasn't demanding. He didn't come across as entitled. And he just walked off and went to the other, started walking off. And I got up and I walked outside to look to see where he was going. And I'm thinking, should I follow him? Should I not? Should I follow him and give him something? And then I said no. And I went on back in the restaurant. But again, my conscience was really whipping me. And as I'm sitting there, finally, we went on, ate our sandwiches, our breakfast sandwiches. And then we came back out to the car or the van. And I was going to upload my video on boomers. And lo and behold, as I'm sitting there, and actually I was going to upload the video. Also, we were talking to someone on a Zoom call, and this is like maybe 30-40 minutes after we had first encountered him and he'd left. He comes walking back by. Now, he wasn't going to sit outside the restaurant because there's seats out there, but he just happens to be walking back by and going the opposite direction. And it was like God said to me, okay, you missed your first chance to do the right thing. I'm giving you a second chance. And I'll tell you, I got scared. I thought, okay, God, I get it. I gave Jessica some money and I told her, here, go give this to him. But do you think it was God giving me a second chance to do the right thing? Or is it just a coincidence that he happened to come back by 40 minutes later and I'm still seated here? I don't know. Let me know. What would you have done? How would you have taken him coming by the second time? What would you have done if you saw someone smoking and then asking you to buy them something to eat? Or I thought, if I saw him doing drugs and then he turned around and asked me to buy him something to eat, would it be any different? But anyhow, these are the dilemmas, probably crazy ones, that I go through sometimes. And I just would love to get your input and let you know how my day started off. But stay tuned. I am going to do the series on baby boomers. But I think I might also take you along on just a day of our break and getaway and what we do during the day. So you can kind of see a day when I'm not working on anything special. I'm just having a normal day, but recording it for you. If you'd be interested in me doing that, let me know that in the comments too. Meanwhile, I'll see you later and have a beautiful day. May your journeys be filled with joy and blessings. Till next time.